Hi everyone. So we're just into the last of the videos that's taking the kind of stanza by stanza approach to visiting hour. So this is the video going to be on stanza 6. And like the previous 5, it's not intended as a set of notes or anything like that. It's just giving you a few wee pointers to the key bits of the stanza that you want to make sure that you're able to analyse properly. So stanza 6 right in front of you here, and the first thing I've got written down is the bit about the black figure. Now you probably could talk about the fact that she smiles at the black figure as well, so she can't see who it is because it's just this sort of black figure amongst the whiteness, and she can't open her eyes, so she can't be, she can't be sure, she can't see who it is, and yet the smile maybe suggests that she has an idea who it is, that she does know who it is. That might be something that tells you, gives you information about the relationship or the strength of their relationship, and helps you to understand that sort of aspect of the poem. You know, why would she be smiling if she can't see who it is? Does she maybe know who it is because of the situation that she's in, and who would be there under those circumstances? But you then go into this thing about the black figure. Now, there are a few aspects of this that I probably want to look at. The big one I think tends to be the fact that it seems to be, remember, is how he sees himself. It's not like the patient's perspective, it's his. So this reference to a black figure is very often seen as being some sort of reference to death, figure of death, an entity who obviously, the last person that you see before you pass through the white light or the gates or whatever it happens to be different people believe in. So what that's giving you a sort of hint towards again is how the speaker sees himself. It's like he sees himself performing that role, that last person you see, the person sort of guiding you into the light and giving, the white light in the white cave in the scenario that he's in. That does start to make sense once you break it down. Another thing, and a really, really important bit here, I think, is the clumsily and dizzily bit, the word choice in there. So he tries to get up out of his seat and he does it clumsily, kind of as if he can't really get up, as if his legs aren't really working properly. He tries to, as he walks away, he's walking away dizzily, as if he's almost fallen over, not walking in a straight line, looking unstable. And both of these things are a reflection of the emotional state. He's saying goodbye, and the thing that's triggered it is that bell sound. So the bell's been rung for the end of visiting hour, and it's like when he says, the focus on the round swimming waves of the bell makes it seem like he can feel every one of them hitting him. And it takes us back again to this thing about bobbing, that kind of meaning of feeling adrift or feeling at risk of drowning in these kind of waves of emotion. Well, that's what's going on here. And even like the clumsily and dizzily, it's like it's almost like you can physically see him being affected by getting hit by those waves of emotion and knocked from side to side. The other thing, of course, with the thing about the ringing of the bell to end all of this, including potentially her life, if the way he interprets it is correct, is that you've got this sort of for whom the bell tolls type of aspect to it, and that's all part of it building up that massive emotional impact that it clearly has on him. He then sees himself as growing fainter, not smaller. He's not walking away, he's fading away. It's as if like he's the last thing of the living world to fade away from her view as she passes finally fully into that white light. And then the poem ends with this really important bit, which is the reference to fruitless fruits. And you'll see things online that talk about this and talk about how it means that the visit was pointless, which is nonsense. Okay, it's a wildly inappropriate attempt at analysis there. It isn't correct. Fruitless doesn't mean pointless. Fruitless means unsuccessful. Fruitless means that something hasn't achieved what you hoped it would achieve. But just because something was unsuccessful does not make it pointless. Okay, that's an absolutely fundamental misunderstanding that people have here. Okay, this, if you attempt to do something and it was fruitless, doesn't mean there was no point trying. And if we turn around and say, well, the word fruitless means the whole visit was pointless, but essentially dismissing all of that emotional response, all the emotional connection, the power of the relationship, everything, right? It's absolute nonsense. What you want to think about is if fruitless means unsuccessful, then the real question that final phrase should lead you to about this poem, and a question that should then lead you to rereading the poem with that in your head, is if this visit was unsuccessful, what would a successful visit have looked like? What was the speaker trying to achieve through this visit? What did they want? What were they trying to do? That's the thing you need to now go away and think about and try and get an answer for. And that's us. Stanzas 1 to 6 of Visiting Hour. As I say, it's not a set of notes, it's pointers, it's guides, it's helping you develop your notes. But if you go through the series of videos, including this one, all the key information that we've covered should be in there for you.